getting closer by the hour, and everything feels as if someone planned this shit out. Before you, I never knew how sexy it is to be the one that song's about. Keep it simple, I shouldn't fall in love with you. Keep it simple, it's near impossible to do. But keep it simple, or in a couple weeks or so. It won't be simple when I move back to the west. 'Cause that night I lay awake and I think about you. 'Cause when we part, I know you'll keep my heart, but I don't know what I'm gonna do without you. Without you. Without you. And that's why I'm trying to keep it simple. I shouldn't fall in love with you. Keep it simple, it's near impossible to do. But keep it simple, or in a couple weeks or so. It won't be simple when I keep it simple. I shouldn't fall in love with you. Keep it simple, it's near impossible to do. But keep it simple, or in a couple weeks or so. It won't be simple
And that's when I said, "That's not a dish towel. That's my grandma."
I mean, that's not very nice to your grandmother. I've met the last woman.
That's one of my favorite things to
Cold open.
cold open. Like
The punch of a joke and
it's when somebody I've been doing that specific line since high school.
yeah.
People would you'd be like talking and somebody would walk up and they'd have no, when you walk into a conversation midstream and you're like, what the hell is going on? That's my favorite one. They walk in and you just say, and that's when I said, that's not a dish towel. That's my grandma. And then everyone laughs. Like it was a planned thing where like everyone would laugh at the same time kind of thing.
That's yeah.
Yeah. Like they were aware of it.
They're aware that you use the same joke over and over.
Yeah.
They've not had new creative material since high school.
Nope. Well, it works great one time.
Yeah.
Again, for somebody who's never heard it before.
Yeah.
And that's all it needs to. And then as long as everyone else is in on the joke, it's fun.
Is it? Is it really?
Yeah. So I have been waiting to tell you about this. So I went to Emo Nite last night.
I knew that. I don't know why you're waiting to tell.
My girlfriend and I went to Emo Nite last night.
Yes, you did.
We did Valentine's Day dinner. We made a nice dinner at home first, and then went down to Emo Nite because she'd not been before,
Okay.
and I obviously have been.
You're sad enough to go to all of them.
A number of times. Well, and she, like I told her about it, and she's like, I don't like. She's like, it sounds fun, but like it's. I'm not sure, kind of thing.
Fucking emo kids.
And then she had to work. She has to work this morning. She's at work right now.
Ooh.
I was like, here's the deal. I will not make you stay until final call. Well, until last call, like I normally do.
Yeah.
I usually stay until last call, and then I
always dance on the stage and get all rowdy.
Yeah. And I will, we'll bounce out
on your schedule
at midnight, kind of thing. We won't stay out super late because she had to get up at 8 this morning to get ready for work.
Yep,
Get a couple hours of sleep.
So did you get last call?
It got to just before midnight, and I was looking at her. I was like, "Did you want to go soon?" And she's like, "No, this is awesome."
How's she doing this morning?
A little hungover, a little bit hungover.
So you think go to the store and just bang spoons together in the back?
Yeah. No, she'd kill me. I think she'd kill me if I did that anyway. But
you could probably get away with it.
Yeah. It was a fun night for her. She'd never been to it before. Like we got through it all. And she was like, "That was so much fun. That was awesome. I loved like can we go to the next one?" kind of thing. It was like, "Oh, great. Yeah, yay. She enjoyed the thing that I enjoy."
That's a positive sign.
The thing that entertained us for the entire night. So I've talked before. I may have talked before on the podcast. There are different types of people who go to Emo Nite.
Yes.
There are people such as myself and my girlfriend.
The originals.
And Ashley. Well, Caitlin's not an original to it. Like, Ashley and I have been going to it since it came to Seattle. Like, we went to the first one.
I was thinking like original emo kids.
Oh, yeah. No, Caitlin's an original emo kid too. Yeah. But... No, there's people like us who were in like late 20s to early 30s, and we love the music. We just want to sing along and have a good time and have fun.
Yep.
Right. There are of course, like at every DJ night, there's always the girls who are dressed very scantily clad.
Yeah.
Which. Not as much last night, interestingly enough, even though it was Valentine's Day.
I mean, they might have thought it was the wrong bar for that evening.
Yeah, it also was colder.
Okay.
Last night outside.
It was. Yeah.
But like the one I went to in October was a lot more.
Was it around Halloween?
It was a couple weeks before.
All right.
But and then, there's also the dude equivalent of that, of like the guy who's you get bros, like the fuck boys kind of thing.
I was just thinking scantily clad guys.
That too. Yeah, that too.
I can pull that off.
Yeah. The fuck boys.
I'll wear a halter on
Essentially,
next time.
the guys who are there to like try and get laid, kind of thing.
The guys who are there for the girls who are scantily clad.
Yes, exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
and all of them are shit shows.
Yeah.
Every single one of them. Like, then there's the people who take this way too seriously. Like, you're 35 and you are still in like the lifestyle of a 16-year-old kind of thing.
I feel attacked here.
No. You don't understand. When I say they are 35 and they are still of the I just want to be a rock star.
I just want to be a rock star.
Yeah, no, not in like there's a couple people there who like the second they get in, they're on the stage singing to every song and singing their lungs out like and doing and hitting like the 1 foot up on the front of the stage pose kind of thing and living out their rock star fantasy. And I mean, are taking the thing is that it never feels like they're having fun. It's that because this is supposed to be a fun like dance party night. I know it's all emo music, but it's supposed to be a fun dance party night.
I think there's two types of that on the stage rocking out. There's those who are self-aware and over the top with it.
Yeah,
and those who are way too serious about it.
Yes, yeah, and self-aware and over the top with it tend to fall into my category too of just having fun.
Yeah,
like you'll see dudes up there who are not like all dressed in like all the emo wear. They're like me. They're like t-shirt and jeans, but they know every word to every song.
Well, you ran a couple of our friends there who I knew have dressed for Emo Nite in the past because they think it's fun to do.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. But then there's the people that you see and you're like, no, this is your life.
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, at 16, I was playing on my computer and starting projects I didn't always finish.
Yeah, not a lot.
That's why I feel attacked.
Yeah. See the other part of this,
the revivalists.
No, there was a new one last night, which was, and I hadn't really seen this before.
The 21-year-olds.
There was the almost seemingly out of time poser. So
like I was born in the wrong generation type.
Like is 20 to 23 years old and looks like the hardcore emo kids did in 2005.
The revivalist.
Yeah.
You've seen him. I've seen him at Emo Nite. We've talked about him before.
This dude, see, there's the
maybe he was just too extreme with it.
There's a difference between the revivalist and this guy was desperate for attention and to feel cool. Like we could tell. Like we couldn't.
Sorry, I was born in the wrong decade. I wish I grew up in the 90s.
I wish I grew up in the early 2000s. I wish I grew up between 2002 and 2006.
Very few people grew up in that time.
What's that?
Very few people grew up in that time.
I know, right?
Very few of them grew up, is the thing.
Yeah. This guy, he couldn't have been more than 23 years old. He was, like, he had, like, the longer hair with, like, the swoop across. And he was wearing, the full emo gear that you would see people in 2006 wear.
He'd cleaned out the entire the resale section of a Hot Topic.
Kind of, yeah. And he was up on the stage the entire time. I think I saw him get down once. Like from the first song, he was on the stage. The second the DJ goes, hey, you can come up on the stage and dance along, he was up there. He didn't know the words to like any of the music, and it was abundantly clear. And, I'm not going to bust his balls, like go up and be like, get the fuck out, man. But I am going to make fun of him.
Absolutely.
Because, like, that's the thing. That's why I called him a poser, because he's all decked out.
If you're going to go up on the stage the entire night and you don't know the lyrics, I'm sorry, but sugar, we're going down.
Yeah, we're going down swinging.
That's it.
And he, like, that was one of the songs
that he didn't know the words to.
Like, you could see he would get, like, every other word, and he would be, like,
buddy,
doing the thing where he's up there, and he's like...
If you're going to impersonate a style, learn the music first.
Like, he was doing the thing where he's kind of getting every other couple words to make it look like he's singing along.
Oh, buddy.
But he clearly didn't know any of the words. Any of them. Like, even 303 came on. And 303 is more modern.
Yeah.
It's...
Did he know Black Flag?
Black Flag didn't. They don't play Black Flag.
No, or Black Parade, sorry.
Welcome to the Black Parade?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, buddy.
He also... We were trying to remember what song it was that he sat down for. Oh, it was My Chemical Romance. It was I'm Not Okay.
Oh, God.
Like, he was still on the stage. He just moved behind everyone and was sitting there quietly because he didn't know the words to... He didn't know the song I'm Not Okay by My Chemical Romance.
Oh, that's not okay.
And he's at Emo Nite. Like, bruh.
Like, and that's the problem is he's there. I think it's worse that he's there solo.
Yeah.
Like, if a group of college kids all showed up way over the top 2000s Emo Nite, it's fun and quirky.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, he was there, definitely there alone.
Oh, buddy.
Yeah.
That's a rough night.
It was just absolute. We could not stop looking at him. Like, you know, we'd dance and sing along and have fun. Like, both of us got out at the end and were just drenched in sweat.
Like you
kind of
do.
thing. Yeah. Like, when we were going in, my girlfriend was being all like, I told her, I was like, don't bring your jacket. Like, we're gonna tough it out in the line. Trust me, at the end of the night, you'll thank me, kind of thing. And then they held door for like 20 minutes. It's like, we're all standing out here in the rain and the cold in t-shirts and jeans, kind of thing.
Oh, buddy.
Wasn't too bad, but they held door for 20 minutes. And then
Because it looks like the kind of event you want to take a coat to.
No. And like, you get out of there and you're just dripping sweat. And we walked out at the end and we both walked out into the cold night air and it's like 40 degrees outside. And we're both just like, oh, yeah.
For like 5 minutes, you're good. After that, it gets really cold.
Yeah. Well, and here's the thing is when I pulled up to Chop Suey, I was like, all right, maybe it'll take us 15 minutes to find parking. Literally,
Did the parking gods love you last night?
They did. Literally across the street, a guy pulled out of a spot on the side and was like, oh my God.
Perfect.
And I parked right. It was literally half a block of walk. So it's like we were able to tough out the long walk from the club to my car at the end of the night. But yeah, it was just it was pretty great to like just watch this dude all night. He was trying so hard, and you could tell he so badly wanted to be cool.
Yeah.
And he wasn't. And it was pretty amazing. And then, you know, it was also interesting to see some of the people who I've seen that are like regulars there.
Mm-hmm.
And some of them, you could tell this was like their date night kind of thing. Like, this was our date night, but we also had a nice dinner beforehand.
Yeah.
And, you know, we did like a little Valentine's Day, like, nice dinner. We didn't do any gifts. We said it like a no. Like, we're not doing that.
Yeah.
We're not doing the cheesy shit. She did a little cheesy shit, but not too bad.
Did it involve actual cheese?
What's that?
Did it involve actual cheese?
Yeah.
Good.
Yes. She used, when we made a caprese salad and she cut the mozzarella
And
strips
hearts.
into hearts, she had a little heart thing. So
That's an appropriate level of cheesy shit.
yeah. She was like, "This is gonna be really cheesy." And I was like, "What?" And then she showed me. It's like, all right.
Did you do raspberry vinaigrette with like bloody hearts?
No,
Oh.
no, we made our own dressing last night. It was really
Ooh.
good. Yeah, it was balsamic olive oil, Dijon mustard, and just a little bit of salt.
It sounds like somewhere between I intentionally made this and this is what I had in the fridge.
Yeah, we intentionally made it.
Okay.
Oh, and lemon.
Okay.
And lemon. Yeah, needed acidity. It was really good. It was really nice.
Good.
But yeah, there was a couple out. There was a couple of the regulars who are out there, and they were dressed like nice,
yeah.
like, but it was like, you know, those people I told you that are like in their mid-30s and still very much part of the lifestyle. It was like they were just nice, but it was like emo nice. So like the black suit with the raggedy tie kind of thing, and the girl was wearing a very pretty dress, but she had the like the bondage like tie
Yeah.
going around the outside of the dress.
I like it.
Yeah. I mean, it was kind of cool. It was just like, all right,
Nice with emo flares.
this is what we're doing tonight.
I dig it.
Cool. I mean, overall, Emo Nite's always really fun. I just could not stop laughing at that one dude
Yeah.
who just so desperately wanted to be like, and he just was not.
But it's not there.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. So, there was one band that played last night. There was one band that the lead singer was there last night, and I am trying to remember what it was.
There is a wonderful playlist called Emo Essentials.
Yeah, and there's also the Emo Nite official playlist.
Oh, I guess that's valid.
Yeah. Was it? Sorry,
See, I went pizza last night.
Yeah, it was the lead singer from the Fall of Troy was there last night.
Nice.
Yeah, because they played FCP remix or FCP REMIX and I was from 2005. Wow, that is an old album. And like it was really funny because you could tell the people like me who I'm just like, yes, the song is awesome, and the people are like, I don't know this.
Like Emo Boy?
Yeah. Well, like even people our age, because it's a niche song.
I don't know if it, so.
It's, yeah, like I can't play it the way that the sound audio is set up. I can't.
You can't play it for us right now.
I can't play it on the computer.
I mean, that's the thing is 2005. 2005 I was starting Eastern. Like I'd already finished what I was going to do at junior college. And
Yeah. It's hard to search when you're putting in periods because it puts a space automatically after each one.
It would be easier to search Fall of Troy.
Yeah, it is. The Fall of Troy. It's their number one song on Spotify. It's,
Sounds familiar.
do you recognize it at all?
I do. It sounds familiar.
We can play it a little bit as long as we talk over it.
That's the thing is between you, Ashley, and like actually having email playlists.
Yeah.
I almost can guarantee I've heard it. Yeah, it sounds really familiar.
Yeah. It's really fun. It's a really, really fun song. And I was like, when the guy there, like, he like popped out all of a sudden, was singing along to it, and I was like, oh shit, I know who that guy is.
Like I enjoy emo music. I'll throw it on as like background stuff. I'll listen to it. I just don't.
You're not as into it.
I'm not as cultured into the genre.
You're not as cultured. I think that's just safe.
My toes are.
Ew. Ew. There's a difference between cultured and growing cultures.
Okay. I'm cultured at different topics, but no, I like Emo Nite. I like emo. I just haven't got quite as into it as some of my roommates have.
Yeah, weird.
Yeah.
I
also didn't grow up.
You didn't grow
it.
up in it, so whereas we did. But
like 90s punk, I know far better than I know about emo.
yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, my favorite too. One of my other favorites is they play the cover of "Since You've Been Gone," the metal, like the emo metal cover
Yeah.
of "Since You've Been Gone," and watching there's a mix in the crowd of people who are just like "fuck yes," and people who are just like, I don't know what's going on. Is this isn't Kelly? Like when it gets to like the breakdown and it gets the version of it.
I know that song even. I know the cover too.
Yeah. And the cover's great.
It is.
Like it starts hitting the double bass and like it works well as an emo metal song too. Like really well. But sometimes you just see people be like, this isn't Kelly Clarkson.
Yeah.
Which is hilarious. I didn't see any boyfriends who were out of place last night.
That's always a nice thing.
I mean, I always enjoy seeing that. Like the girl who's super emo and her boyfriend is not. And he's just kind of, my favorite was the guy who the girl was like getting into the dance and he kept on trying to be like people would get closer and he kept on trying to like kind of put his arm like around.
I mean, I know one girl who was very much was fairly emo in high school and enjoyed Emo Nite, but I know her boyfriend was very out of place.
Yeah.
Because he's also like 17, 18 years older.
I mean, yeah, that makes sense. No, I'm talking like same age.
Yeah, so she's like 32, he's like 50.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas like it's the they're both 30 and he just
that wasn't his music.
doesn't understand it. Like I said, it was hilarious to watch this dude. Like, people get into a pit and they start like moving and bumping, and he just kept on trying to be like.
I mean, that's the thing is
he kept on like trying to put his hand around her waist, and she was just like dancing.
I know people my age who wouldn't really know emo at all because once they hit high school, music changes stopped.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, there's a reason. Like I have to put in work to learn new music.
Yeah,
like. So there's a reason I still listen to everything I listened to in high school.
Yeah, I mean it's nostalgic. It's good. You have certain memories with it.
Yeah, but I actively put in work to find new music.
I'm also getting to the point where like Spotify gives me new releases this week, remastered.
Yeah, I hate that shit so much. I full on blocked the Rolling Stones on Spotify.
I don't blame you. Because they keep releasing stuff, and
they keep re-releasing shit, and it's also stuff like they keep on re-releasing shit, and they keep on releasing like live albums.
Yeah,
and the live albums drive me fucking nuts because like they'll sing the song and get through it, and then Mick will talk for like 4 minutes.
Yeah.
You're just like, God damn it! This is on a shuffle playlist. Why is this happening? Why am I sitting through?
Or
this?
you'll get songs with really cool openings.
Yeah,
where the audience is just screaming over the opening.
Yeah, and it's just like, I can't do it. And I told you the breaking point for me was when they're like, Rolling Stones have that one like country sounding song, and the live version came on my Discover Weekly, and it was with Brad Paisley, and I was just like, no, I'm done. I'm fucking done. And that was the moment I full on told Spotify never play Rolling Stones.
Which is disappointing because they do have good music.
This is a big point of contention
Yeah.
for a lot of people. Like they think it's like Stones versus Beatles or versus Led Zeppelin or versus blah blah blah. And if we're going off like that's a big question you ask a lot of people who are older. It's Stones or Beatles, and you'll watch them like.
It's a certain amount of almost generational gap there. I feel.
No,
I guess they just started right around the same.
They
time.
were at the same time.
Yeah,
they started at the same time. It was just the Beatles went whoosh and ended.
Yeah,
like if you look at like the Beatles catalog, it's like 5 years.
No, it's longer than that.
No, it's really not. It's not long.
I'm resisting Googling it.
Yeah, I appreciate that. But I mean, if you look at it up later, it's not long. It's not long at all. And then you look at maybe 8 years tops.
Yeah, because I want to say a good decade in there, full decade.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Because they broke up in the early 70s. And I say
yeah, and they hit the scene in the mid to late 60s.
I said it was early 60s.
No, it was just all in black and white, which is why you think it's early
I really
60s.
want to Google when Want to Hold Your Hand come out, but I'm resisting.
Yeah, it's not that long. It's really not that long, which is why it was kind of like, whoa. And, the Rolling Stones are still fucking around, and it's irritating. But, there's a point. I think there's a point where bands just need to stop. Rolling Stones, that point was like 30 years ago.
There are a fair number of bands from like the 60s and 70s and 80s that are still around.
Yeah.
There's a difference between Rolling Stones and a lot of them, though. Rolling Stones are still releasing live albums in arenas.
Yeah, but they're not putting out any new music.
Also, a lot of the bands that are not putting out new music are playing the casino.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I mean, you had some people who had like some rough times, like Eddie Money before he passed away last year. Like he'd had a stroke like 10 years ago and was still trying to tour, and it was
rough.
Yeah. Like there's a video, there was an ad where he was singing. It was like an Expedia ad or Travelocity ad or something like that. They got Eddie Money singing 2 Tickets to Paradise, and like it was post stroke, and it was real rough.
Or then you get the bands who were big in the 80s, broke up, and have come back and like doing a revival thing, and people dig that.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. certain bands, like the Beatles, went through. They were a quick burn,
Yeah.
and then they were done.
Yep.
Had Lennon not been shot, my guess is they probably would have reconciled at some point and gotten back together, made more music.
I think with Manderson, you could have also just seen mixes of certain members on random stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like by mid '80s, Lennon releases an album and each member's on different songs.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Because
you
they
know,
all had good careers on their own, too.
Yeah. And I'm willing, but like the Rolling Stones, I mean, Mick Jagger did a couple solo songs, but other than that, they're the fucking Rolling Stones, man.
Yeah.
And the thing is that they haven't made new music in a long, they haven't written anything new in a long time.
30 years?
30 plus years.
Was that even Rolling Stones? I'm thinking Mick Jagger in the 80s.
Mick Jagger did a couple songs in the 80s, like...
But I don't think the Stones have done anything since then, like new.
No. The only new things they have are new live recordings.
Yeah.
And I feel like the Rolling Stones... Like, even... Like, here's the thing, is that Ozzy left Black Sabbath and created his own thing. And then he went back to Black Sabbath for a hot minute. But he still was releasing new music. He still is releasing new music.
Paul
McCartney's still releasing new music, writing new songs. They're not always good.
Elton John?
Yeah, they're not always good, but it's new.
Yep.
Ozzy was lucky enough to be given an up-and-comer boost from Post Malone. But like that's the whole point, is that Ozzy is still making music, even though it just recently came out that dude's got Parkinson's.
Yeah.
Which is why he's been like that for years, and they probably knew. They just announced it.
It's fun. It probably got to a point where it went from just being Ozzy to like the Shakes around that's going to be publicly noticeable.
Yeah, exactly. That everyone thought he was just like drugged out of his mind and it was fucking Parkinson's.
Or both.
Yeah. But he's still releasing new music.
Yeah.
Even if it is a guest on a Post Malone song. I mean, like, that's the thing.
He's done a couple, like, he's had a few different things recently where he's been, like, a supporting artist or he's been with it. Or
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
And you know what? That's fucking great. Paul McCartney's putting out new music. Not all of it, that's not very good, but he's putting out new music.
Well, I mean, it's a different, may not be to your taste. But
No, it's not very good.
I haven't heard of it.
It's not very good.
Leonard Cohen's still releasing music, and he's been dead for like 5 years.
Yeah. But we've talked about that. His son put it out.
Yeah.
But
Actually, a really good album, too.
yeah, it is. I mean, Mac Miller's been dead just over a year.
Yeah.
And his posthumous album recently was
Yeah.
really good too.
There's also,
But here's the thing. What I was getting at is that I feel like it gets to a point where bands are done.
yes.
And they need to be done. Like Rolling Stones should have broke up before I was born.
Yeah.
They should have.
I mean, and
Aerosmith probably should have too.
I mean, Aerosmith has at least released new music since then.
Yeah, last night I told my girlfriend about the because when we got in, they were playing "Don't Want to Miss a Thing" just on the overhead speakers. I was like, this is Aerosmith's only #1 song. She went, really? And I was like, yeah. She goes, that's fucking sad.
I mean, like, actually, their blues album though was actually pretty good.
Yeah, but at least they put out new music.
Yeah,
they've put out new music. Some of again, not all of it's good.
Yeah,
but I feel like when you are touring for 35 years on
nostalgia,
like
I think Rolling Stones also hit a revival in 2001.
Why?
They hit this revival with their version with the September 11th version of "Won't Be Fooled Again," and that like grabbed the baby boomer crowd heavily.
Yeah, I mean, like part of what rocketed Aerosmith back into the mainstream was Run DMC.
Yeah,
doing "Walk This Way," but
I mean they've had a couple like because there was Run DMC and then they fade off a little while. Then you have "Don't Want to Miss a Thing"
and they like again putting out new music at least. They did break up for a little while and then they got back together. The Rolling Stones should have just been done because they haven't done anything new. It hasn't been anything good. And then there are bands who are putting out new things that need to stop.
DNR?
Oh, I don't even pay attention to Guns N' Roses anymore. But yeah, probably. Chinese Democracy. Let's wait 25 fucking years for this album to have it suck. And then there's more accurately, Weezer and Green Day. They're putting out new music. They really shouldn't.
I mean, bands like Stones, Weezer, Green Day, if they're going too long, it raises the Nirvana question. Yeah. What could they have been if the band did not stay together?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, that's kind of the thing of, like, we get out of the Beatles, and Paul McCartney has Wings, and then Paul McCartney on his own, and then
Ringo Starr and his All-Stars.
Ringo Starr and his All-Stars. George Harrison releases a bunch of single.
I mean, even Lennon has a good career.
Lennon has a good career as a solo artist. Yeah, before he dies. Like, that's the thing, is they were all talented enough to do that.
Yeah.
I don't think the Rolling Stones are.
But it could have been interesting to see if
they had tried. Yeah. Well, like, and you go to Nirvana, Chris Novoselic didn't really pursue anything else.
Yeah.
He was just kind of like done, you know. He still played bass occasionally, but it wasn't like, you know, he went a different career path. And Dave, I mean, we know what happened to Dave. We know Foo Fighters. We know, you know, Probot. And Dave is just a fucking music nerd.
But how much of that would have existed if you still had Dave and Kurt Taylor? I mean,
I think it would have taken longer, but I think it was going to happen anyway.
Yeah.
He was already, when Kurt died, he was already recording the first Foo Fighters album.
Okay.
Courtney Love is on record saying that Dave's little side project will never work. He's always going to be part of Nirvana. Yeah, that worked out, Courtney. But
I mean, even Pearl Jam is making new music.
Yeah, Pearl Jam just put out a new song.
Well, they're also a band where they just keep touring. They don't even bother with studio albums so much anymore. They just keep touring and releasing new music along their tours.
Yeah, they've gone the route of like singles, but they also and Pearl Jam has this weird thing where they're kind of like a modern day Fish or Grateful Dead, where people just keep going and seeing them and keep going and seeing them. And if you go to Easy Street Records in West Seattle, they have the Mike McCready's Pearl Jam section there that Mike McCready curates.
Yeah.
They have the Pearl Jam, like, and most of it is like sub pop stuff.
Well, Pearl Jam Pearl Jam keeps releasing. They release recordings of a lot of their big shows.
That's what I was gonna say. Is you go there and it has like their major shows, and every set list is different. So, but again, I would say one of the things that Pearl Jam has there is they don't release that. They don't release every single one as like digitally on Spotify. Like you have to go to the store if you want to get that one kind of thing. And you can get, you know, digital copy with that, but it's not.
Well, I know people who've bought,
and it's not just filling Spotify with every single fucking recording.
And with the Pearl Jam, I can understand, especially buying if you went to a show.
Yeah.
And then bought the recording of that show. Hey.
Yeah.
It's far better than holding your phone up the entire time.
Right? Yeah. That makes so much more sense to me. And it like kind of embraces like the bootleg idea kind of thing. But that's why I was saying you go to West Seattle there and they have an entire section that's that.
Yeah.
But Pearl Jam is also putting out new music.
Yeah.
Like, and it's, you know, it sounds like Pearl Jam.
Mm-hmm.
Green Day and Weezer needed to break up a long time. They should have broke up before 2000.
Yeah.
Or early into the 2000s.
Weezer had some, I mean, Weezer's first album in the 2000s isn't too bad.
When did Hash Pipe come out?
That was 90s. I was still in high school.
That's I'm going to stop it there.
Island in the Sun?
Yeah, no, I'm going to stop it in the 90s.
Yeah.
We're going to stop at Hash Pipe there. I think those are on the same album.
Okay, maybe that album was while I was in high school, so you got Hash Pipe before I graduated and Island in the Sun.
Yeah.
No, Island in the Sun was out when I was still in high school, so yeah.
I think those are the same
But that
album.
pushes into early 2000.
Yeah, early 2000. But like
yeah.
But like the later albums, you're just like you just watch the steady decline into just. It's not bad. It's boring.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
Mediocre.
It's just mediocre. That's what it is.
Yeah,
it's boring. And then you get into like Green Day, who had some amazing albums, and then they are still trying to act all punk rock, and they're a bunch of fucking 50-year-old sellouts. Like
Green Day had one very bad album that showed the type of music they should be making.
Yeah.
American Idiot.
Yeah.
But in Asia, she was making Broadway shows.
American Idiot is just... It was one of those ones... American Idiot's one of those ones that like I thought I liked back in the day. And I was like, I'd listen to it and be like... Because everyone liked it.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, like, the more I just listened to it, I was like, this is bad.
If you sit down and listen to the American album, because it releases like a concept album.
Yeah.
There is kind of this storyline. Like, it makes an interesting storyline through it.
Yeah.
And-
And the thing is, the reason I thought I liked it is I love concept albums.
Well, then they took all the music. They
Yeah.
made American Idiot
The
musical. It's not the same story.
No, it's not. It's not the same story at
No.
all.
It's
But
a very much more dumbed down story.
yes. But like I love concept albums, which is why I was like, I think I like this album. And then the more I listen to it, I'm like, I don't like this album.
Yeah.
Because like David Comes to Life by Fucked Up is a concept album.
Yeah.
It's also amazing. Like, but it's like, I don't like this. This is bad. And then Green Day's, the only thing I've heard from the new Green Day stuff is my parents still watch the fucking Grammys like they matter. And he was like, this is from was it the Grammys? It might have been the American Music Awards. American Music Award performance of like Green Day performed their new song. My dad's like, I kind of like it. And like, he was trying to play it for me and my brother. And my brother and I are both just like, ugh. And we're listening to it. I'm like, look at my brother. I'm like, does this sound like a shitty knockoff of Muse? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, okay.
Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah. They got Billy Joe up there trying to hit the high notes from like that like Muse does.
Yeah.
What's his name? Matt from I'm spacing on his last name.
The dude from Muse.
Muse. Yeah. He hits those high notes and
Billy's trying.
Billy was trying to hit them and it's just like it was bad.
No, Billy. Bad Billy.
It was bad. It was really bad. And the other thing about Green Day trying to be like they've gone on a couple tirades on Twitter recently. I think it's Billy who's in charge of it.
Uh-oh.
Who's just like, we are the one true punk rock kind of thing. Like, we'll show the establishment. And I'm like, yeah. Like, bro, you weren't punk rock.
You weren't the one true punk rock when you
were punk. Like, and now you're a bunch of fucking 50-year-old dudes who are multi-millionaires who are signed to a label and are releasing music exclusively for teens and Hot Topic and dads who don't know any better.
Like, I listened to a lot of punk when Green Day was punk.
Mm-hmm.
And Green Day was never the punk.
No.
Green Day was the weird kid who sat in the back and made stupid jokes.
Yeah, that one weird kid back there who never showered.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like...
Kind of smelled like Dookie.
Yeah, kind of smelled like Dookie. He was, there's just something, his shirt was a little bit crusty.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Had a bunch of weird images on it.
Yeah.
I basically just described their first album.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like...
Yeah, if you imagine a kid wearing the Dookie t-shirt and the t-shirt is kind of old and has some holes in it.
That's Dookie.
That's Green Day.
Back when Green Day was
in the punk community back in the 90s. He was like, he was there and he wasn't like annoying, but he wasn't like...
He was punk because he didn't belong anywhere else.
Yeah. And just... Yeah, Green Day is just bad now.
Like
Weezer has the offense of being boring.
Yeah.
Like, what's the line from High Fidelity? Is it right to criticize an artist for their is it right to accuse a formerly great artist? What is it? Is it right to accuse a formerly great artist of their latter-day sins or like hold them accountable for it of their latter-day sins? Is it better to burn out than fade away?
Yeah. And I will going back to it, I'll give Weezer and Green Day one major thing over Rolling Stones. They're at least trying.
Yeah, they're putting out something new.
Yeah.
Like
20-year-old bands you still enjoy those. So I'm considering a very long week coming up in a month or so.
Yeah.
So we have Emerald City Comic Con.
Yes.
I have Bikini Kill that Monday night.
That'll be dope. Kathleen Hand is awesome.
And I'm debating if I buy tickets to Drive By Truckers on Wednesday.
Ooh. That's a week.
That's a week.
Jesus.
And then we have a movie on that Friday.
I'm sticking purely with Emerald City, but I run around a lot more in Emerald City than you do.
Yeah, I meander.
Yeah,
I wander.
I know. I have shit that I actually do. Hopefully, I don't injure myself this year.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Look,
We'll see.
I'm really debating on the drive-by truckers. I've loved drive-by truckers for
A long time.
20 years.
Yeah.
So it's this. I'm really tempted to go. It's not that expensive, but it's like the Wednesday after Emerald City, and I have a
Yeah.
show on Monday too.
And Bikini Kills, no, like it's not exactly you're walking in just being like, this is nice. It's fucking Bikini Kill. man.
Drive-by truckers again would be the calmer show.
Yeah.
Like drive-by truckers, I could go because it's at Showbox Market,
Okay.
so I could buy a drink, sit up in the bar section, and enjoy the
And
entire
just
show.
chill.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've gone to a couple shows there where I've done that.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's nice.
it is. That's That's actually why I'm debating it, because
Yeah.
it isn't some of the more hardcore bands I like. So
Yeah.
I don't have to do a pit that night.
No. Yeah. No. Yeah. That was one funny part that happened last night at Emo Nite.
Yeah.
Is they played a couple songs that like Pit starts going,
Yeah.
some of the more hardcore songs from the emo repertoire,
Yeah.
and literally an entire group of girls hid behind me as I was a wall.
Yeah.
Then one big dude, like my height, your build,
Yeah.
got knocked down, and the back of his head hit me squarely in the nuts.
Ooh. I thought it was going to go a lot worse than it did, actually.
Like hit the ground.
Like you said, he got knocked down the back of his head. I was like, oh, shit.
Yeah, no, he did. He got knocked down, and which, come on, dude. Like, get it together. You're the biggest dude in the pit. What the fuck? He got knocked down, and the back of his head hit me squarely in the nuts.
Because I'm a big dude. I know how to pit. I know how to stop a pit.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's kind of the thing. It's like all of these girls did not want to be in a pit. They were not.
I mean, in high school dances, because I was part of the DJ group, I was the buzzkill to kill the pits.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't mind a pit. It's just like
We were in high school on high school property.
Mm.
Basically, the DJs are told if the mosh pit gets going, we're going to shut the dance down. So
yeah,
I
no,
learned how to kill pits.
yeah, this one there's no reason to kill a pit at
Not at
Emo
Emo
Nite.
Nite, no.
No. But like, there was a couple girls who were genuinely just like,
No,
no, I'm out.
which is valid.
Yeah, and it was me and one other dude who I'd seen at Emo Nite before, and we'd shot the shit before, and he and I just kind of like became like a phalanx wall between the girls and the pit.
Yep.
And he's my size too, just big black dude, and just me and him just.
Sometimes I have fun just on the edge of the pit too. That's
Yeah, I mean, and the thing is I knew all the songs that were playing, and so I was still enjoying myself, but like, and the girls behind us were still enjoying themselves, but they weren't worried about getting hit by a dude that's 6'4" and 350 pounds.
I'm just thinking, pit or pit wall are different energy levels.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
It's very true.
There's a lot of nights I have the energy for a pit wall, but I don't have the energy for the pit.
Yeah, and last night I was at pit wall status, just because like
It's an energy there.
you're just there.
It's also Friday night, and
Friday night at the end of a long week, and
Yeah.
we're fucking in our 30s, and shit, man, you get tired.
yeah, and it's probably middle of the night.
It was like 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
11:30.
The 9 o'clock pit, you might have been in the pit. 11 o'clock pit, it's more questionable.
Well, here's the thing: is Emo Nite, the doors are supposed to open at 9. Last night they didn't open until 9:20, and then the music starts at 10.
Okay.
Because they want people to just kind of filter in.
Yeah.
One of the dudes from our local bar. I saw him again. He was bartending at Emo Nite,
Yeah.
and I love it. Dude hooks me up, like with like good prices on drinks. I got, let's see, 4 double mixed drinks and 1 single. How much do you think that would cost?
4 doubles.
Chop suey prices.
4 doubles and 1 single?
Yeah,
At chop suey prices?
yeah.
I want to say about 50. How much?
35.
Nice.
Yeah.
Did you just get charged all singles or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it is. And like the pour, like my girlfriend was watching the pours, and she's like, "Oh, he really does know you." And I was like, "Yeah,
I still love. I should say I have a dislike of the bars that have gone to the automated pours.
Because then you can't, like, making friends with the bartender has no point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where was I? Was it one?
Well, you should always, like, I just feel like this is a blanket statement. You should always be good to your bartender. You should, like, if they control your food and drink, man. Like, always be good to service staff no matter what. Unless they are being blatantly, like, just bad, you know? Like, but you, like, don't, if somebody is in there doing their job and they're getting shit done, like, I always get irritated with people who are at the bar and you see the bar is like fucking full and it's like slammed and they go up and they get impatient with the bartender who's working their ass off when there's one bartender for like 3 bartenders worth of work and you're like, dude, fucking chill, man. You can wait 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Like,
and also if you're gonna be regular, definitely tip your bartender as well.
Yeah. But like you know, we went to the one karaoke night at our local bar. The first time my girlfriend came down for it, and we were like, "This is not how it normally is." When it was just slammed. Do you remember that? Like we had we had to wait like 6 or 7 minutes to get a drink just because one bartender on staff because
that's normal karaoke
night. Like a full night, she might have a line of like 2 or 3 people, and there was a line of like 7 people.
Yeah.
We think it was because there was snow and like all of a sudden it let up a little bit and people were like, "We can go out," and so they did.
Yeah. I was chatting with one of the bartenders over in one of our bars in West Seattle, and he was mentioning when he was back in LA, they had a bottle system like the man's about this little top system.
Yeah.
Where the bartenders weren't measuring out the pours, but this tracked how much alcohol was getting poured.
Yeah.
And they would get pissy if the amount of alcohol didn't add up to the amount of sales.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There are some people who track that shit to the nth degree.
Yeah.
And if you're tracking that, like if that is where you're worried about your money coming from, you have larger problems.
Yeah.
With your restaurant or bar.
Yeah.
Like an extra pour is.
I mean, even figure if you have bartenders just like, hey, let's give an extra 2%.
Yeah.
And they pour an entire night.
Yeah.
You're out a few shots. Oh, well.
Yeah. Fucking, you're out $7, man.
Yeah.
Like, fucking
no, it's not,
deal with it.
You're not even out $7. You're out what you would charge $7 for.
Yeah, exactly.
You're out like $1.
Yeah, you're out like 35 cents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
it can be some bullshit.
It can.
Yeah. And I always feel like,
I mean, I guess I could see you getting worried if like some reason you're realizing like I'm making this much on alcohol and but I'm going through like twice as much. But
yeah, that's when it becomes a problem. Like you should track bulk bottles, but not the pours, man.
Yeah, but also I feel like at that point you can just sit there and watch, especially even on camera or just in person and know.
Yeah, and just know like, oh, this person's actually like pouring an extra drink or something like that.
This person's chugging a bottle behind the counter.
Yeah, that kind of thing. Yeah.
Why did they get the grenadine out for that?
They like the sugar. Oh man. So directly after this, I have to like get cleaned up and bounce out like right away, leaving this today. Yeah.
Because I had one of the things I was excited for.
What's that?
New Bond theme.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I really like it.
Yeah, it's really good. Billie Eilish was a perfect choice for it.
Like they were there was rumors about Beyonce, and thinking back,
that would have been so boring.
Well, and I can't actually articulate why. So look at who else has done recent Bond themes.
Chris Cornell, Adele.
So in order for the 4 movies so far: Chris Cornell, Jack White and Alicia Keys, Adele, and Sam Smith.
Yeah, all interesting artists.
All interesting artists who have this certain level of kind of sad grunge.
Yeah.
And Beyonce's does. I mean, Beyonce reminds me far more of the 90s.
Beyonce probably would have fit Pierce Brosnan. Definitely would have fit like Roger Moore era.
Yeah. Like Pierce Brosnan, where it was very over the top or choreographed.
Glitz and glam kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it wouldn't have fit. And so Billie Eilish's
No Time to Die
is very... Like Chris Cornell's is probably the most upbeat of all of them.
You Know My Name.
You know, Jack White and Alicia Keys.
Jack White and Alicia Keys is definitely the most.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say upbeat. It's the most
High
polished.
energy.
High energy. Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't say polished.
Oh, yeah, 'cause
the most
Adele-
polished is definitely Adele.
But Adele comes in with a whole different energy.
Yeah.
Which, like, looking back at the 5 movies, like, Adele comes in on what's very much M's movie.
Yeah.
Like,
She's Skyfall, right?
she's Skyfall, which
Yeah.
is a lot of the story of M's history. And
Yeah.
And that
Chris
makes-
Cornell is the introduction to Daniel Craig.
You Know My Name. Yeah.
You Know My Name.
And it's this hard-hitting.
Yeah, like we're kicking this shit off
Yeah.
with a bang,
Another Way to Die is Quantum of Solace.
which is
Continuation of the first one, but
which is Jack White and Alicia Keys.
Yeah.
It's a little bit dirty.
yeah.
Yeah,
And then Writing on the Wall is Sam Smith, which is
which was Spectre.
which, I mean, you have this amazing piece for Adele, or with Adele doing Skyfall for M.
Yeah,
And then Sam Smith's Writings on the Wall for was very much James Bond's history is an interesting choice too. And
yeah, and No Time to Die is it feels like an ending.
it does. It feels like an ending. It still has this kind of, I mean, the new Bond, far more than the other ones, is getting punched.
Yeah, he's getting knocked down a bit, and like the dude is. The dude has gone through some shit, through some rough times.
I mean,
He's not. One of the big things with the Daniel Craig Bond is they carry through a lot of the stuff from story to story, as opposed to just being like, "Remember that villain one time? He's villain again," which was
like,
Blofeld.
Bond girls are carrying over and everything. Yeah. Versus like Pierce Brosnan was the most, arguably the most like over the top polished Bond stuff.
Yes, yeah.
And he's sophisticated. He's charming. He's suave.
Mm-hmm. But they got a little bit.
They get a
Pierce
little.
Brosnan got a little bit of like Indiana Jones to it too.
Yeah.
On certain ones.
Yeah.
But like I would say the most over the top is Roger Moore.
Yeah.
Like
Pierce Brosnan is definitely the most.
it's the most. It's very 90s.
Yeah.
It's very very 90s. Because there's like an entire one where he's not in a. He doesn't wear like a tux almost the entire thing.
True.
Like he's in like fatigues for
Yeah.
most of it.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. And then you have
it's the most actiony movie.
And then you have, Goldeneye, where he's in a tuxedo, driving a tank through the middle of St. Petersburg.
like you do.
Yeah. But Daniel Craig's Bond is very, like, he starts off very, like, I don't give a fuck, and you can see the slow mental and physical decline of him throughout
The opening shot of Casino Royale is in black and white, and it's him fighting and killing a dude in a bathroom.
Yeah.
And that carries through the entire rest of the series.
Yeah. It's that plus him getting his 00 status.
Yeah. But going back, like, they did the comic series based off this Bond.
Yeah.
And the opening one of that is him killing a dude with a cinder block.
Which was fucking dope.
It was, but that intensity and gravel.
Just smacks a dude in the head with I forgot about that. That was so fucking good. It was Warren Ellis writing that one, if I remember correctly.
So I'm a little disappointed with the Bond comics.
Yeah.
They're good comics. They're great comics.
Yeah.
Only 2 of them I can ever find in hardback form and trade backs. So I have those 2 and none of the rest.
You're gonna have to get them digitally. They have them all digitally.
I know, but
I know it's just a thing. You're just gonna have to do it.
I know.
But yeah, that one, the Warren Ellis one, that first one was so fucking good. You just like there's just a dude standing there, and then a cinder block comes out of nowhere and just smashes his head, and you're just like it's very rare that I'll read a comic and go, oh fuck.
Yeah.
Like I'll have the same reaction that I did to John Wick shoving a pencil in the dude's head.
Yeah.
Like
I did figure out why Birds of Prey and John Wick feel so similar. Editor is the same.
it's the same editor.
Yeah.
There it is.
2 and 3 have the same editor as Birds of Prey.
That makes sense.
Yep.
That makes sense. Yeah, it's John Wick, but with glitter.
What's wrong with that? I see nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that. It's just funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, the I don't know, Billie Eilish. First of all, Billie Eilish is dope. Like just in general, Billie Eilish's music is amazing.
Yep.
The music and I appreciate too that they give full credit that like she's the face and the singer, but she and her brother make it.
All that's interesting is they're making it,
and they do interviews with just her brother and not her to talk about making the music.
Well, and it's all on consumer grade, like recording equipment.
Yes, yeah.
That's
too.
part of what's interesting too.
One of my favorite things was I saw a clip of her brother on, I think it was Fallon.
Yeah.
He was talking about a sound, like a sample that they have in Bad Guy. That is actually, they just recorded the sound that the stop that the crosswalk makes, you know, the like walk now type thing that makes in Australia, which is this tick, 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 tick. And so like that a lot of people think is like a hi-hat,
but it's brilliant noise core.
but it's just they were in Australia, they heard it and they were
Liked
like,
it.
holy shit, and so they recorded it, and that's in Bad Guy. And it's funny too because you watch the video and like a lot of people think it's like hi-hats, and you see like Questlove like getting ready to play along with it, and then and you see him like when it gets to that point, he just goes, hey, wait. Let's see if I can I wonder if I can find it.
Because Billie Eilish just became the second artist in history to win both Best New Artist and Album of the Year.
Yeah.
And did all on consumer grade.
Watch the camera there.
Sorry.
All right. So yeah, this song, first of all,
It is
awesome. It's when they get to the chorus. Oh, here we are. So listen to it. I'll point it out. I'll point it out when you hear it.
All right. I'm just keeping talking though too.
Right here.
Yep.
That bit.
Yeah.
Part. It's the Australian crosswalk.
I love it. And my
Fucking dope.
but that's brilliant noise core.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I love that shit. It's so good. I mean, that's like part of why we love clipping too. It's just like they just find that weird shit and it's cool.
Still today, one of my favorite movie sound effects is the blasters from Star Wars.
Yeah.
You know those high tension wires on like big power cables?
Yeah. That, like, then you hear them like, yeah.
Whenever a blaster fires, it's someone hitting one of those.
God, Foley is so cool sometimes.
Yeah. Especially cheap Foley.
Yeah. Yeah. Seriously.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, but it's just like that's one of those things that like you would just assume it's an electronic like
it is technically
like beat like but that like they would have made and programmed.
Yeah.
It's a recording
Made by somebody
made it somewhere one day, and it's like
and knowing technology stuff like that, it's entirely possible someone didn't make the beat. They basically programmed in what the energy wave was going to be.
Yeah. Well, and knowing from Seattle, so Seattle crosswalks have bird chirps.
Yeah.
And they have different ones for which side of the street are crossing.
Yeah.
And so like you hear one, it's a little bit higher pitched and faster, and the other one is a little bit slower pitched. And
the bird chirps are designed to actually fade partially over the distance of a street.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's also made so that like you know which way to go if you're blind.
Yeah.
Like that's the whole point.
Yeah. They're very directional.
Yes. And so my guess is that's also a directional one, is that it's that way for one, and that there's a slightly different one going a different direction.
But it sounds like it's just a box wave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, it is. But like somebody probably, there's a slower one going the other direction or something like that.
Yeah. I mean, the Seattle ones are they're very narrow speakers designed to shoot a direction. And
yeah. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. It's just a different type of sound.
Yeah.
And I think that's absolutely awesome.
That is brilliant.
Just the look on Quest's face when he figured it out. Just, hey.
But also just like there's a mindset for someone like her brother where Phineas, that's his name.
Yeah.
Where his brain is also hearing that beat.
Well, like my guess is they were literally in Australia crossing the street, and they pressed and they heard the noise and they were just like, oh hell yeah, like. They just hear the beat, and like the two of them are just like, I can literally see the two of them just like dancing on a street corner to a beat from a crosswalk thing. I mean, there's also part of me that sees John Ralphio and Mona Lisa Saperstein doing that. So
different level there.
But
I mean, also I can also see like they're trying to piece this song that he's been working on it, and that beat comes on, and that's just the missing piece.
Yeah.
Who knows which way it was?
Who knows? But yeah. All right, I mentioned I need to get going.
You do.
I need to get cleaned up first. And then I am going to watch the XFL today.
You are the Seattle debut.
Seattle home debut.
Oh, yeah.
the game.
The city of Seattle debut of
yeah,
XFL.
Yes. Gonna go watch the Dragons.
Cool.
So, and I believe we're playing.
Played DC last week.
Yeah, we're playing the Florida team. I think playing the Vipers, and I don't remember where they're from.
Florida makes sense. Who are the Seattle Dragons playing today?
Yeah, there you go.
According to Wikipedia, the Seattle Dragons are a professional American.
Thanks. Cool. I can tell you, I can just literally open my XFL app
That works.
because that's where all the tickets are kept. And that is one thing I'm a little bit irritated with is that Tampa Bay.
Okay. Which, yeah.
I am a little bit irritated with the fact that
Does it not tie him into
the ticket it's through Ticketmaster, but like I can only access the Dragons tickets through the XFL app, and I can't access them through my Ticketmaster
And
account.
it probably doesn't tie into your Google Wallet either, does it?
It does not.
Ah.
It does on iPhones.
Interesting.
But
Because like most of my Ticketmaster tickets, I can tie into my Google Wallet.
yeah, and it's a live barcode too.
Interesting.
So like you can't screenshot it. Like
Yeah.
I'll show you too. Like you can see the thing moving across it.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Like so it doesn't matter. Like I can show this on here and somebody could like try and screenshot it and go and it wouldn't work.
What is the timestamp? I'm really curious what the coding in is now. I wonder if there's a timestamp built in there.
Probably.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, we have season tickets. So today's the first game. We're going to hit it up. But
I almost want a ticket just to use the 2D scanner at work on, or the 3D scanner, 2D scanner at work on it. Because it will give you the whole like black white details of it.
Yeah.
Because that's a standard format. All scanners scan it the same.
Yeah. That being said,
All right.
that's it for this week.
Yep.
All right.
Bye,
Bye
kids.
kids. Go Dragons.